This is Adrian, and this is the Light Express. The future is amazing, eh? If you look at what's happening in the world at present, is this entire shift of consciousness. Everybody's talking about this grand awakening, and everybody is going moggy about the idea that humanity is changing, and yet they're waiting for something to happen, and it's already happening. It's already happening right under their noses, and they can't see it, but because they're not looking in the right place. If you look at what's happening on social media, the rise of the creator class is very well and truly underway. And how can I say that? If you look at some of the biggest growth people on social media, Twitter, LinkedIn, everywhere, you can see the creators are standing up, the writers, the people who are creating content, and so on. And not so long ago, that wasn't the case. You had to create content so that you can just put stuff out on the internet. But now the whole thing has changed because these people are now actually creating a lot of value. They're educating. They sending information into the world. When we started off with social media, like you know, you just have to post something to say that that people can see you. I've got like content for of years, and I never even bothered to post that because I thought that it doesn't have any value other than what I can do with it. And to be honest, it was a hobby, to be sure. And so what happened is slowly but surely, since I see these guys are coming on from 2018, 2019, they started growing rapidly and growing more and more. And now a lot of these young maverick creators, and they're not just content creators, they're creating businesses, they're creating opportunities, they're creating companies, and they're creating immense wealth, some of them. I mean, I've heard of one guy that went from in like 6 months to 6 months ago, he started his agency, and now he's hitting almost $1 million turnover. So the opportunities are there for those people who are awake enough to grab them, and you can actually build a massive business uh, uh, with by being an agency if you want to. Of course, there's millions of agencies by now because everybody's jumping onto the bandwagon with this. But what we're seeing is a massive growth in all these creators. And I saw somewhere where people mentioned the idea of the creators middle class. They're recreating a different middle class, a creators middle class. And these people are working independent, and uh, they intrinsically motivated so that they can, because that's what they want to create. They're creating for themselves, and they're creating value to the people, and they have thousands and millions of followers where people are consuming their information. And I was thinking about people like us, the older folks. Some of them have got immense amounts of IP, content that they can actually put out. I was looking through my stuff, and I'm in a very fortunate position. I'll never have to struggle to find content because I've got enough content here, like for 20 years. If I'll have to produce every day and put out every day something so that we can share. And yes, it's more about spirituality and a special brand of spirituality, which I call uh, reality spirituality, which means like it's a kind of spirituality that can stand up in when things get hot. Then nobody runs away. That was a time where I started thinking about we have to create something that can actually help people transform, and it must not be something that's going to take forever. If it's going to take forever to reach that, then what's the point? You must be able to find something that will work fast. It's a faster kind of transformation where you see people actually, um, one day to the next, there's a improvement and it's uptick, and there's an upward spiral that people take, and they climb up the ladder of consciousness, and all those concepts and ideas, they came together to produce the Light Express. And the process of wake up, get up, stay up, and prosper. So then, to be honest, I was really just it was tough because nobody was actually interested in the work because the internet 1997. You're talking 97, 2000, 2001. The internet was like a place for entertainment, really. And I remember our search engine at the time was Alta Vista, and that was what it was. But it was cool. So in a sense, that's when I started producing and preparing my work. And I'm so happy and delighted to see now what's happening in the world, where you have this rapid unfolding of the creators, and they 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 say, it is actually, it is so fantastic because it is like I said, it's going to be, and I might sound a bit arrogant here. I said the future is going to be spiritual, digital, and social. And digital, of course, we know you have to be able to show up on the internet and do your thing out there in the world. The second thing is social, because you now you can't hide behind a corporate name anymore. For those people who took the Great Resignation, they walking away from corporate, and they want to start creating their own businesses, but they don't do it. They cannot do it in a corporate setup. So what's happening is uh, they have to step out and become entrepreneurial, and the social bit comes in, where you now have to stand and communicate with people one to one, because people now buying from you, not from a big business. They want to know you. They want to know who you are. Who am I buying from? In the old days, you had a corporate reputation, and people could just hide behind that and go on and create their lives. But now you have this. The person is standing forward now. The person who is doing the work is now actually the one who has to perform and show that they have value that they can offer themselves, not within the context of a big corporation. So that's the social bit. And the spiritual bit is very much also very interesting, because if you look at entrepreneurship and spirituality, they have the same kind of combinations, which is like faith, a hell of a lot of courage, perseverance, again courage, and the willingness to go to live by faith, because faith is seeing the things that you can't see yet, and that's what entrepreneurs do. Is they can see the thing in the future that they are creating. Elon Musk, what is he creating? That's living by faith. That's creating by faith. It's not about religion. It's about spirituality and understanding that I am creating this. I am manifesting this a new future that I'm creating, and I am in control of this. It's not a corporate thing where they have a big plaque on the wall about some company vision and mission, and that's written by some PR firm. And by the way, if you look at any of those, their main statement is about shareholder value. They don't give a shit about the staff, most of them. I work there, I know. So now we have these people who are standing out and saying, okay, fine. So what we are creating now is our own businesses from our own vision, from our own mission. We go on a mission, and you don't have a job description anymore, because you are the job, everything that goes around. And quite a few of the people that I've been working with, the young, especially young business startup people, of course, they have a dream. They have no system. They have no business. They have no marketing. They don't know how it works. They have no standard SOP. Or anything like that. So they're just running around with a dream in their heads, and they'll never take off because they don't have the energy and they don't have the foundation of a business underneath them. When they worked in the corporate world, of course, the business, the corporate structure gave them the foundation, and that foundation is just gone. So they have to create on a small scale their own foundation, so that they can then, like standard operating procedures, so that if this happens, then we do that. And sometimes you have to get so accurate and so detailed about the thing, and so what's the word, granular, that you can say, so if you have to do basic things, that you have an SOP for that. If I go buy groceries for the office, this is how I do it. Pluck, 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 and you write it down. You use Figma or whatever you want to use, and you create SOPs for everything that you do, which then makes it easier for you to do your business. But that's for a new discussion in other podcasts. For now, it's just so exciting to see that the future that we've been waiting for. No, I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people who have a lot of IP who have been waiting for this kind of thing to come up and to say, okay, fine, listen, dudes, the future now is digital, spiritual, and social, and it's the rise of a creator class, the new creators class, and the creators class is saying, we are going to create our own business. We are only going to create our own lives. And because there's such a massive groundswell in people interested in this kind of thing, they are growing very fast. Okay, it's still taking 2 or 3 years before they get established, but with AI and all those things now, you can actually grow a lot faster, a lot quicker. I follow a young guy on Instagram. His name is Tony, and he's into e-commerce, and he's making millions from this. And this is not just a story that is, he's like, he really is making a lot of money from it, and he's not even using AI, meaning AI. He's not selling your AI stuff. And I follow this young guy, and that reminds me of something, especially for us guys with a bit more of the gray stuff, is we must be willing to learn from the young guys. They are all gamers, most of them, and what they are doing is they are gaming this whole process. They're gaming the thing on creating this amazing this environment in which you can play life like a game, and do life just like a game again. So they are less serious about what they do, but they manifest like crazy. I tell you what, you must see what these guys are doing, and all of them have some kind of a spiritual practice that they follow. If you look at the way they conduct their lives and the way they do their days, Andrew Huberman and those people are very popular because they tell people, you can, in optimizing your performance during the day, you can do this, that, and the next thing. So, follow that, build it, take components of all these things, and like atomic habits, get yourself a couple of atomic habits when you're going through the transformation. When you're going from here to there, you need something that can establish new habits for you and help you to do that. And you need the transformational tools that can, so that you can go from here to there. And it's so exciting to be part of this whole thing. Even if I'm like old enough to be most of their fathers or grandfathers in some cases, it's fascinating to learn from these people. And that's what the Life Express is here for, to take these, a lot of these youngsters and these proteges. There's lots of them. They're very intelligent. They're not stupid, and they are self-motivated, intrinsically motivated. They want to do it. They're willing to do the hard stuff, and they're doing epic shit all over the place. And if you look at some of the people, what they are creating is like astonishing. And what's stopping anybody from doing this? I put a post up on LinkedIn. I asked the question, what is 3 reasons why you you are too old to join the creator revolution? And it's basically a card deck with with a question, and then 3 blank cards, because you have no reason. You have no reason not to want to join this, and not to want to jump into this thing and start creating for yourself and for your family, and for the legacy, especially us older guys. We're building legacies now, and we have IP. Like you can't believe some of the experiences that people have in things. Yeah, you don't know much about AI, but you don't need to be able to work with 25 or 40 apps, AI apps. You can use maybe 5 or 6 if you want to, and use that to create your intense AI, your IP from that AI. So yeah, it's exciting. It's truly exciting, and I think there's a huge place for transformational coaches and people that can help people really, to step up into this new space of creating. And the consciousness coaches, the performance coaches, the being coaches, those kind of people who really have a lot of experience in creating businesses, in creating modalities that can help people go forward, and utilize this immense capacity. The problem that I see with some of the youngsters, they burn quickly. They don't have a lot of uh, experience. So and it's fine, but what they're learning, and I see that also is they're learning to manage the energy much better than we did. So, you know, where there's one guy, I think he's Dicky, I can't remember his surname now, but he's a prolific writer. And he says, the way that he gets up, he takes electrolytes in the morning, coffee only like after 90 minutes because Humerman said so, but which is fine. And that's cool. And then how they manage their day. And these guys, they go to gym, they lift heavy, they walk, they hydrate. Many of them are on keto. All the new things that everybody else was fighting about, still these guys are just doing it. And they are, because of them looking after their bodies that much better, they are producing an immense amount of stuff. And the quality is just there, and they're getting the followers. And I mean, if you look at some of the biggest podcasts now, is people like Andrew Huberman, and many of the others are into transformation, and quite a few of them are quite spiritual, actually, in their whole approach to life. So it's exciting, and I think it's important that we, especially us older folks as well, begin to really utilize that and go through the transformation. I developed the whole program because I struggled with this in 1997 when I climbed out of corporate, and now I had to go and be an entrepreneur. I had no idea what I was doing, and it took me many years longer than I should have because I made all the mistakes. I had no support. I was basically being a pioneer, shouting voice shouting in the desert because I was talking about spirituality in a different way. And I had to work out all these things and how it works and design stuff that can help people. And that's what I've been doing now for the last 3-4 years now. And yeah, it's fascinating. And I want you really consider. Why don't you consider joining the new creator middle class? I know for so many there's a problem. They don't have pension. They might have some money saved and so on, but they're sitting with all this IP, intellectual property on the one hand, and on the other hand, they think there's no opportunity to use it. So that stuff is going to go to the grave with you. Unless what you can do is just use that and use AI and use content creation and those things to bring out your very precious knowledge and your wisdom that you've developed over years and years and years. Bring that out and bring it forward so that you can share it with people. I mean, you can change the life of someone in Singapore, regardless of where you live, or in some country, somewhere. That piece of information that you give them actually is the one brick that they need to start creating a new business for them. And they can change their lives, they can change the lives of their families, their cities, their towns. And at the end of the day, you put them all together, they're changing the world. And you can have a contribution to make in that whole process. Why not? My goodness, the opportunity is there, and the world is waiting, it is so fantastic to see. Yeah, you have to learn the skills and you have to learn how to do it and to test your content and all that stuff, and that's fine. And it's going to take some time to do that. But some of these guys have got very clever recipes and methods and processes in place already to help you to then escalate and bring your content forward and get yourself known well. And one of the things, the last thing I wanted to mention, it is not about gaining 50 million followers, as cool as you do. But that what it is really about is not to be well known, but to be known well by 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 fans. And if you can create something and create content and courses and books and communities and coaching and teaching and all those kind of things for that community, if you have 1,000 loyal fans, you can make a very, very good living from that. And some of it can be active, some of it can be asset based, meaning it's I don't like the word passive income, but it is an income that you create from the asset. The asset is a course, a book, courses, if you have courses, processes, group coaching, all those things. You put them together into a package, and you have different avenues that people can follow to create. And it's there. It's there. You have to go and take it. You have to go and say, yes, I want to do this. You can become a person of influence in the world. You can do that because, especially if you have a lot of specialized knowledge, um, you know, do that. I know that people are saying, yeah, but I want to sell my information. The information is anywhere. You can go and find any information everywhere. The thing is that people are willing to pay for is the implementation. And you've got the wisdom. You've done it. You've done the implementation. All that kind of stuff is available to you. So why not, eh? Why not? Please, really, it can be beneficial for you, your family, your offspring and their offspring and the world around you can change. And it is absolutely fantastic and awesome to be part of this new middle class of the creators. And it's your time, eh? It's your time.